Hey, everybody. This is Juanita Waterman and Alicia Boza, and
Baza.
we are coming live from New Jersey and Maine. And this is our heart-to-heart talks, and it's really fun for women because we are talkers. And today our subject line is evil uplines, and the reason why is because Alicia reminded me of the fact that when you're new in this industry, you just join anyone. And sometimes the people you join are reds, and they like to boss you around and tell you what to do and make you feel insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit that the first few I that sponsored me were really nice. So I didn't have an evil sponsor till later. But what happened with me was they sponsored me out of nowhere. I went online and found somebody who was in a company that I wanted to join. And then I thought I was new to this industry and I thought, gosh, I want to try this other company too. They're everywhere. This company that I'm in never hit momentum and it was just, a drag company. So I'm going to join that one too. I'm going to do both of them. And so they go, well, we won't train you then. No, I understand the mentality then, but what they could have done with a new person was says, look, this isn't just a product you sell. It's a something you build, and it takes time and energy, and it's best to focus. Time when you do this one good, then go join that one. Not at all.
Right.
They just said, "Look, we're not going to train you." Okay. And I don't think I really appreciated what they were trying to do for me at the time. So that's why they seemed so evil to me. I was so upset. I was so angry. And they did seem evil at that time.
Right.
Then I've had another sponsor. I sent them thousands of dollars, and they decided they were going to, the people that joined me, they were going to try to suck another 3,000 out of them. I'm like, what? They got everything they need right to me. I was really mad, and I ripped the whole. And then another sponsor, they come across as really nice and caring, and
Oh,
they,
always.
yeah, mentor you for, and fun. I mean, he was great. And then come to find out, I mean, he would say if he said, see, here's the thing. I'm in network marketing because I love people, any color, any size, any
Right.
age,
Right.
don't care.
Right.
And he came across as very racist.
Wow.
But not only that, he said, if anybody steps foot on my property, I have a gun and I will shoot to kill. And
What?
I'm like, I understand if it's at night and it's in the dark and you warn them and say, hey, get out of here, you're on my property,
Right.
you get a warning. But and maybe at that time he was feeling vulnerable, like maybe he had some death threats, because
With
he's a
that
pretty
attitude,
crazy guy.
probably.
Yeah, he's a pretty crazy guy. So maybe he had some death threats and he needed to say that to that special hearer. But I
Okay.
took it personal and I
Right.
said, I I don't want I can't bring people to this call, to
Exactly.
this team, where I know the the leader of that team is going to say something like, hey, I'll kill you if you come on my property. And so anyway,
Mm.
that to me, I tried to go meet him because every call they would say, hey, come on down to Florida and come see us. So I
Right.
go down to meet him, and it was hilarious, and it was scary too.
Oh,
So
jeez.
you guys don't believe anything
Oh, I can't hear you.
talk to us first. We've been on everything. We know who to trust, who not to trust, and what part of what they say is put in stone, and what is like not true. So, Alicia, you want to tell us about your sponsor? This is a really sad story too.
Well, when I
Before
first
you tell
joined,
us. Before you tell us, let's sing that song. Sing it, baby.
Um, let's see, how does it go? Tell me some words, Anita. I'm like
Okay,
really
I will.
blanking.
And when this world runs out of
Out of
lovers,
lovers, we'll
we'll
still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us.
looking in your eyes, I can see a
See a
paradise.
paradise.
This love
I gotta get the words in front of me.
that
I
is
need
too
words.
good to be true.
I'm
That's
in the
all I need.
bathroom, put my makeup on, so you have me while I'm putting my makeup on. It doesn't get any more real than that. So
Well,
I'm going to go out
I
to a
don't
couple
even
of different places.
have
What's
any
that?
makeup on. Any makeup on. Okay, go ahead
So
and tell
I
us
can.
your evil upline story.
So my very first business, I was 22, and I had no idea about anything. I went into this completely blind, which a lot of people do. They don't really know, like never having been in a business of any kind. You know, I just had gotten married, had a baby, and wanted to do something from home because I needed some extra income. I think I was living with my mom. I was living with my mom at the time, and my husband and I were married, and we had a little baby boy, my son Gavin, and I wanted to do something from home because I didn't want to put my child in a daycare. So, you know, being that stoic mom, I wanted to be there. And I wanted to be, it was an ego thing, definitely for sure. I probably could have gone to work out full time. I had my college degree at the time. But I chose to stay home, which, and I don't regret. So there were, so then I started my business. So the business is going fine. My upline at the time wasn't having a meeting that local. She was a little further from me. I had this other director who adopted me, and she was closer to me. So I started going to that director's meeting and loving it. I fell so in love with this group. Oh my gosh, and I was so connected, and I was doing really great, and I was kicking butt. And I loved the dynamic of this group. I wasn't in love with that director per se, but I loved the group, the family. It was just like, you know, La Familia. I wanted to stay with them. And my director saw me and saw what I was doing and got greedy and said, oh, she's doing so great. I want her to come to my meeting. So she moved. I had a meeting that was like 10 minutes away from me, maybe 15, and she moved 30 minutes away to a meeting, and she forced me to go. And I mean, she didn't make me go like you have to go, but the other director kicked me out. So they were working in cahoots with each other. I got kicked out of that meeting, forced to the next meeting, and do you think I was going to fly? No. I was furious because she pulled me out of my family, and I would have stayed if the other director didn't make me leave. She said, I'm sorry, you have to go, and I felt trapped. I felt completely trapped. Like, what was I supposed to do? I had nowhere to go. Then I was homeless, then I was without a meeting. So instead of, you know, I put my brave face on and I went. And I did not perform the best to my ability because I was resentful. And I did not become a director in that business until after she ended up quitting. She ended up quitting. So she dragged me out and held me back. I didn't even know I didn't even know what she was doing. I got so upset, and I didn't really realize that I was just sabotaging myself. You know, I'm the one who really got hurt here, because I was being resentful, which is not a good thing. But I was too young to realize, Alicia, this is an egocentrical thing that this woman did, and you know, if you really want to go back to your other group, I would have. I would have gone back, but the other director wouldn't let me back in. And so it was so sad because I had made such a family connection. I loved those women. And do you know something? I am still friends with one of those women to this day. we're still so tight, and I still love her, and she's one of my personal friends, and I trust and love her, and she's fantastic. So, I mean, it was a lasting thing. I mean, her children are both in college right now. I knew her when she was pregnant with her sons. So, I mean, we've known each other for, I don't know, 20 years. It's just crazy. So, we've kept such a tight bond. Even though I was evicted from that place, I still was able to maintain something positive out of the whole situation. But in looking back, I really didn't realize that I could have saved myself years of headache if I had realized that, you know what, being angry at her is not going to do me any good. Being angry at her is not going to serve my purpose. Is not going to forward my business. And I knew that not wanting to not wanting to become a director sooner, because it took me 9 years from the time I started to become a director. And when I became a director, it was awesome, and it lasted like 5 years, 6 years, and it was incredible. But I lost my unit, because I didn't have people who were self-motivated. I was the motivator. So I had to kind of put on a show, and if I wasn't there to put on a show, nobody did anything. So
That gets
I
tiring
lost my
after
unit.
a while.
It gets tiring. You cannot motivate anyone.
Hey, so
I can't hear you, my love.
ask was
I
I
don't
know
hear anything you're saying. I didn't hear anything you said.
have um ah,
I can't hear you, lovey. Hey, did you lose your battery? Uh-oh. I think Juanita might have lost her battery. I can't hear a word she's saying. So I'll keep talking. Hopefully we're not talking on top of each other. If you can hear me, Juanita, I can't hear you, so I'm going to keep talking. And then so anyway, so that was the funny thing. The funny thing was I had sabotaged my business because I was angry, and the woman who was sabotaging my business to, I guess I was trying to get back at her. I don't know. It was my way of having control. And that's another issue too, is to have, to be careful of not always wanting to be in control, because that could sabotage you as well. But I was angry, and I wanted to. That was my way of asserting my control. So, she ended up quitting. So who did I serve? Nobody. Nobody. I ended up sabotaging my family's income and everything else. But eventually, I did become a director. It was very exciting. But then I realized that in that becoming a director, I had created another pitfall, which is to become a title instead of being yourself. So that was another lesson that I had to learn, was to let go of, I am not a director, I am Alicia Baza, a child of God. And that was something that was important for me to learn as a lesson, because I could not, to find my identity in a title was just not serving at all. And it actually made me fall into a depression. Oh, she left the call, but we're still running. So I'm going to keep talking. So it kind of made me go into a depression and doubt myself and my self-worth. And I ended up not even going to any meetings at all, and kind of going into hiding for about a year. And that's actually when I met you, Juanita. So it was a good thing. It was really a good thing. Oh my gosh, it's so funny how life comes full circle. This is just too cool, because from that horrible experience, it made me just like go into a different kind of thinking. And I met Juanita through another business group that she was a part of, and she became my sponsor in a business through that business interaction that we had. So like, looking back on this whole thing, now that it's come so full circle, and now we're together again, and it's a beautiful thing because we work beautifully together, and now we're in a company that we both have that we both believe in, that we both love, and that we have that congruency, which is really awesome. So that really bad situation, again, brought me full circle. Now, I had another upline who inadvertently dismantled my group by an issue that this person had. But again, that whole situation, another great learning experience, another thing that was dismantled. But you know what? Being an older person and having more wisdom, knowing that, hey, this quote unquote failure might be something great that can turn into an amazing success. And lo and behold, it was. And I'm in the company that I am in now with Juanita, and it's just all come back full circle, and it's a beautiful thing. All right, I don't know if she's coming back or not. But of course, I can keep talking and talking. But I think the number one thing that I would like to glean from that experience is to know that when you, and if you decide to, and when you become a leader, please keep the ego out. Drop your ego at the front door, because if you try to take control over a situation that you think you don't have control over, it usually ends up backfiring. It usually holds you back. So what I would do, and to be very careful, is to just check the ego at the door. It's funny, and the number one thing I definitely know without a doubt and completely sure is, if someone's fighting over you, with you, over somebody, know that is not worth any kind of negative energy whatsoever. Let it go. Because anyone who I've ever had an issue with about, a distributor, a recruit, a consultant, whatever you want to call it, that person that we were, fighting over, or that there was an issue with, usually would leave. It's not even worth the time. So it's interesting to see that, if there's an emotional issue with the situation, usually, unless it's not, as long as it's not harming anybody, let it go. Let it go. Let it just, it's not worth fighting over. It's just not. I've been in some kind of entrepreneurial marketing networking thing for 23 years, and I can guarantee you it is not worth fighting over. And just, I think the number one thing is to know your own power, to understand that if you quiet yourself, go within, that you will have more wisdom that you can find to help you succeed in your business than if you go looking outside of yourself, because it's not something that you can help. Know that anybody who's on your team is meant to be on your team. And if they're not, they're not. And it's okay. There'll be other people. And if that big break that's supposed to be coming doesn't happen, just keep moving. Be like the racehorse who has the side blinders on and just keeps going forward. Well, I'm going to sign off and see if I can find my dear Juanita. But it was great talking to you guys today. And my makeup's on. So I have to run to the car.